How you going, everybody? So just going to go for a quick trip around to Mum and Dad's and take the old Triumph for a run. So not sure, it might be in a week or two. There's a Kaitangata car show coming up. So I want to take that for a drive there. And none of us have driven it really anywhere, you know what I mean? Since Dad's been crook and ended up in a home. Yeah, so would like to take it to that, but I want to take it for just a bit of a drive, you know, not too far, just to get a bit of a feel for it and make sure it hasn't got any quirks, you know what I mean, to keep an eye out for, whatever. Like, it's, as far as I know, it's fine, you know, but until you've driven it yourself and just gone for a bit of a drive and just see, go for a 20-30 minute drive, whatever, and just see where the temperature sits and all those sorts of things. You know, who knows, you know what I mean? So yeah, me and the missus are going to go for a round of Mum and Dad's, grab it, and go for a bit of a drive. Obviously make sure there's enough fuel in it, and take for a bit of a burn, and we'll just see how it runs and drives and whatever, and give it a bit of a squirt, give it a bit of a blowout, you know, run it through its paces. You know, I'm not going to flog the shit out of it, but we'll bring it up to speed a bit and just give it a bit of a decent blowout. So, you know, I'm imagining the old owner probably didn't push it very hard. Like, it's not as though I want to flog it and do fucking, you know, 200 miles an hour or even 200 kilometres an hour. You know, we'll just give it a bit of a squirt and give it a bit of a blowout. Anyway, we'll see you shortly.
Oh well, me and Glenn taking the old Trumpy for a cruise.
Let's start.
Yep. And we're going to go and take the old Trumpy girl for a spin. I don't know, I think we're going out to, like, maybe to a Tapri or something, just to blow some cobwebs out of the old girl. Little old mustard runner.
So far it drives alright, I suppose. Needs a bit of a tune-up, I think, or a bit more fresh gas. Fuel still feels like it's a bit hesitant, got a bit of a hesitation. Apart from that, it drives alright. seems to work. Doesn't seem to be hot. Threw about 20 litres-ish of fresh 95 in it, but it had about somewhere between quarter and a half a tank. Now it's a bit over half. So it probably needs like a full tank of fresh fuel. And maybe it might run a wee bit better. Probably could pull the plugs out and give it a bit of a check over, see which one is missing or hesitating. It just seems to be a little bit low on power for what I would think it should be. Like, these weren't hugely powerful cars, but they weren't slow, if you know what I mean. Yeah, hard to say, you know what I mean. Seems to drive alright. It's a bit of a windy-ish day, so it's a little noisy in here, but it's not too bad. We have the window slightly open. But yeah, seems to go alright. Speedo seems to be reasonably accurate, so that's good to know. Just did a quick GPS Google test, if you know what I mean, just to see how far it is out, and it's reasonably close. So if you're driving along the road, you know it's half by okay. Not going to get pulled up for doing stupid speeds or being menaced. Think you're doing 60 miles an hour or 100 k's and you're not. So yeah, I was ticking along at about 100, just about 2,200, 250 revs, somewhere around about there. Take. So it seems to go alright. Don't know how far we're going to go in it. Let's take it for a bit of a squirt. See where we end up. See where we end up. Like I would think it would. Maybe there's just a little bit of timing or something, you know what I mean, just to wake it up. I don't know, you know what I mean. It'd be interesting to put a timing light on it and see where it is. I keep forgetting it's a 4-speed with overdrive, not a 5-speed gearbox. It is a 5-speed, but it's not a 5-speed, if you know what I mean. You basically use overdrive in any gear. So basically it splits a gear if you really wanted to do it that way. But yeah. It's comfortable, like it's not harsh to drive in or ride in or whatever. Suspension seems to be tight enough. It's not horrible and sloppy or wallowy or anything like that. Like, I'm not familiar with it yet, so like I don't want to just throw into a corner or anything like that until I get used to it. Maybe check tyre pressures and stuff like that a bit better. Haven't done that really. Not that I'm flat, but you know. Anyway. Righty, morning. So, shooting back around to Mum and Dad's. Took the old Triumph for a drive yesterday. It was a bit windy, so I didn't really get a chance to sort of walk around and film anything. I didn't have my bloody microphone. I think it's still down at the workshop. But anyway, I'm just going to go around to Mum and Dad's. I'm going to mow the lawns for them. And I might try and get a bit of a walk around, back it outside and maybe wash it and whatever. After we drive yesterday. But I'm not 100% happy with how it runs either. It's not bad, but it's got some small teething issues, I guess you would call it. It's got a miss or a stutter or something. It's not 100% happy, if you know what I mean, which is a bit of a shame. So I need to try and work out at some point in the next week or so what's going on there. So the first thing I'm going to do is Monday is price up a fresh set of plugs for it, just in case they're fouled and won't come back, if you know what I mean. And go from there. Also, I don't know how old the fuel was that was in it. We put a bit of fresh fuel in it yesterday. So it probably had a, I don't know, maybe almost a 50-50 mix of fresh. Sorry, try to keep the phone on the phone holder thingy. It's not for this phone. It probably had a 50-50 mix of the fuel that was in it, which I don't know the age of it, and some fresh 95 octane, whatever that works out to be in American, I don't know. Their octane ratings work differently. I think everybody else in the world uses what we do. They don't. So yeah, put some 95 in it anyway, to give it some fresh gas and whatever. But yeah, it wasn't bad. I think it lacked power, and all that sort of shit, if you know what I mean. So it is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to mow these lawns before it rains for Mum and go from there. Hopefully, unless somebody else has done it before me. Somebody might have done it before me. Right, so here at the old Triumph, just finished mowing the lawns. I thought while I was here yesterday, it, like I said, wasn't running as nice as it would like it. So first thing I'm going to do is just have a wee look at the plugs, because it's a nice simple thing to do at the moment. So I'll go find a plug spinner, or plug socket, and ratchet and whatever, and we'll just pull the plugs out of this and just have a look, see what they tell me. Right, so here's number one. That seems to be pretty reasonably good. Number two is pretty black. Which, yeah, look, it's still burning, but it's not great, if you know what I mean. Like that's definitely not oil, really, but it's a bit sooty. Sorry, I haven't got the freaking tripod. So I'm just pulling number three out. Again, it's pretty black. Yeah, so again, number three is pretty dark and sooty. Definitely not just a bit rich, maybe, you know what I mean? A bit rich, maybe. Sorry, just trying to get see if I can sit somewhere. Not that you can really see much, but just so I can do this and show each plug as we go. So this is number four. So yeah, definitely, I think it's running a little rich. So I might have to do some research into the carbs, just tuning wise. Maybe because I'm not familiar, you know what I mean? And unfortunately, yeah, that one is running good and clean. So number four is running really good and clean. To me, that looks like it's running pretty good. So in theory, it looks like the front carb is probably a little rich. You know what I mean? I bet you this one here's good too. So yeah, we just probably need to adjust the mixture on that front carb, I reckon. Somehow. So you can tell. So number one is obviously getting a halfway okay tune, not great, but halfway okay. Yeah, so there's number 5, again, running pretty good, reasonably clean, burning everything off, not carboning out. So I found our issue, we're too rich on the first carb. So yeah. Which is good to know that's what the issue is, you know what I mean? Maybe just leaning that back one off, or that front one off a little. Like maybe even the choke might be coming off the front one 100%, you know what I mean? I don't really know 100%. Yeah, again, really nice, clean. Yeah, so we figured out our maintenance too. The front plugs are all running rich, and the back plugs look like they're burning really clean to me. You know, the number ones, I wouldn't say is too bad, touch rich, but the other two are definitely quite rich. They're fouling, you know what I mean? So here you go, so number 6, number 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So one's definitely not quite as rich as the others. It's starting to burn the carbon off, but these two definitely rich. So as you can see, like it's 2 separate carburetors and those 2 manifolds. I don't think there's a balance. I don't think there's a balanced tune between them, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't think there's a balance. So yeah, like that one's feeding the front 3, that one's feeding the back 3. So yeah, we need to lean that off a little. So yeah, I need to do some research and find out how to tune that. Just back it off a little bit, and maybe just check the timing, a few things like that. But that's definitely an issue why it just wasn't 100% happy yesterday. It would a little bit hesitant and shit like that, which is definitely a sign of just being over rich, trying to foul the plugs all the time. Now, when you gave it a footful, once it sort of livened up, got a few ribs on it, would start to pull, but you know what I mean, definitely too rich, so I might take a photo of that and just send it to Dad and just show him. Righty, so yeah, I'll go home, do some research, take this book with me, and have a bit of a check over and just see if I can work out the carbs, make sure this book is correct for the carbs on this. Obviously, you might need to check synchronization, make sure that the chokes are coming off properly on both carbs. You know, it could be just a number of little things that mightn't be 100%, but I'm guessing, because the motor's been fully rebuilt, the gearbox has been fully rebuilt, the diff's been fully rebuilt in this thing. You know, the guy that's had it, he's had it for, I don't know, had it for about 8 odd years, I think. That done it up, or yeah, done it up, I guess you would call it, refreshed it. So yeah, it probably just needs a little bit of fine tuning. As soon as I drove it yesterday, apart from it even when Dad first got it here and we backed it out of the shed, or cranked it up and drove it into the shed, it wasn't running 100%. It almost sounded like it was missing on one. And one thought, oh, maybe just got a bit of old fuel in it. When the guy drove it here, maybe it failed a plug or something stupid like that. But I think it's probably more that it's a little rich or something like that on that front carb, and it's number one is definitely firing okay. It's a little rich. 2 and 3 are quite rich, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6 are pretty happy by the looks of it. So yeah, I'm guessing it's just a little bit of fine tuning in that front carb. Double check the timing, make sure that's right. Maybe do a little bit of research. Maybe they'll, you know, it's like lots of things, they set the timing pretty reserved, you know, for a lot of things. Maybe it might wake it up with a little bit more timing. I don't know. You know, it's a bit like a V8 or something like that. You know, you can creep around a sort of like 35, 34, you know, or all in sort of thing, and it wakes them up. You know, they're a little reserved initially, but yeah, you know, maybe just a little bit of fine tuning. Wake this whole roll up. It's there. It just needs a little bit of fine tuning. The rest of it drives bloody good. Handles good. Very smooth down the road. Doesn't wallow in the corners. All those sorts of things. And yeah, hopefully just with a bit of a tune like that. And I think there's a mild vibration, or I wouldn't say a vibration, but kinda, if you know what I mean, when you're driving along. And I think it's just maybe the miss. So yeah, and I think if we can get those two to come back and that front one to clean up, I think it'll pull really nice then. Yeah, and like I said, a wee bit of fine tuning with the timing, and yeah, just a general check over. If I can get that sorted, I wouldn't mind throwing up the hoist at work too, now that we've got a full poster in there, and just having a wee good look underneath, just make sure everything's happy there. Make sure there's nothing, you know what I mean, that I can see that needs any attention. But yeah, it's pretty happy with it. Yeah, it just seems to lack a little bit of power, which is understandable if it's too rich. So yeah, and because it's not firing properly. So yeah, it felt flat yesterday, but I think, yeah, leave it fine tuning, it'll wake up and it'll be happy as Larry. Anyway, so close this video here. Thanks for watching. Sorry I haven't put out one for a long time. Working on that, and yeah, it'll be one of hopefully getting this tuned up, hopefully, so we can get that front carb to run good. But yeah, I don't think it'll be a lot, you know what I mean. Maybe throw a fresh set of plugs at it, just so give it half a chance to, when we get it going again, that we're not starting on a failed set of plugs, you know what I mean. We can put a fresh set in, drive it, we weigh, see if it tunes right, you know, and once we've worked out what we're going to do to lean that carb off a little, then we can know whether we can pull the plugs out and we go, well, we won't touch the back carburetor, obviously. We can pull them, yeah, another good, no, the front just need a little bit more, you know what I mean. Needs a little bit more back leaning off or whatever. You know, at least those back three are really good, as far as I can tell. Yeah, they look happy. So yeah, I think if you can get the front three to match the back three, we'll be good. Yeah, catch you later on.